Welcome to LNP Renewable System Generator. Today we are going to discuss some of the basics of DCDB, that is Solar DCDB, Direct Current Distribution Board. So basically today what are the things that we are going to discuss? So before entering the topics, so let us all ask some of the questions to ourselves, and at the end of the session we are going to find the answer for all these questions. So what is DCDB? Where will I use DCDB? How it looks like? And what are the important specification about the DCDB? And what are the recommended makes for the DCDB design? And how it is internally wired. So DCDB is nothing but a direct current distribution box. Okay. So the most important feature of it is that in this DCDB, inside that we will have a protective fuses and the circuit breakers. Okay. So where it is normally used, it is used for the strings, to connect the strings of the solar panels. Okay. Along with that necessary fuses, it also have the surge protection devices. So where will I use this? So we will use in all the solar power generation plants. Okay, mostly it is used after the solar PV cells, mostly in the on-grid and the off-grid and hybrid applications. So how it looks like, this is how it's like. This is an example of DCDB 2 into out. This is an example of a DCDB with the ACDB. See here in the last video we had provided to the clarity. Here we had provided a wiring diagram also, how it is internally wired. So say for example, if it is a 1-in 1-out DCDB, how we can prepare it. This is an example. Here we had provided a gland provision also. Instead of these glands, you can replace these glands with the MC4 connectors also. And also if you are planning for a 2-into-out DCDB, this is how it is designed. So 2 strings you can connect and 2 outputs you can take out of this DCDBs. So mostly these DCDBs are used for string inverters. And this is an example of how it looks like inside an enclosure. This is an example of 9-in 1-out DCDB. See here we had used 40 kilo ohms surge protection device, and also we had used 30 amps fuse holders. And what are the important specifications that we need to know about this DCDB? Mostly the enclosure should be IP66 polycarbonate material. Okay, the inputs can be 1-in 1-out, 2-into-out, 3-into-out, 4-in 4-out, 5-in 5-out, 6-in 6-out. Okay, 9-in 9-out like this now. Based on our application it will differ. And also internal cables, for the DC we can use 4 square cables, and for the earthing we have to use 6 square cables. Okay, if you're going for a type 2 surge protection device, it should be type 2. Okay, and based on the switching, okay, disconnection, we can categorize into 3: 600 volt DC, 1000 volt DC, and 1500 volt DC. And as we told earlier, if you're going for a 1-in 1-out inverter, most important thing that is that, so it should have a maximum voltage of 1000 volt. Okay, output is 1 string and input is also in 1 string. Okay, and working voltage is going to be the 1000 volt. Okay, and the internal terminals that you're going to use is 6 square terminals. And if you're going for a 2-into-out also, most of the features will be same. Only thing is that it will have a 2 input and 2 output features. If you're going for a 3-in 3-out model, in this one inputs will be 3 and outputs will be 3, and rest of the things are going to be the same. 4-in 4-out, here also we have 4 inputs and 4 outputs. Okay, but here the number of SPD that we need to use, 2 SPDs we used to use. Okay, and internal terminal connections, mostly we use 6 square terminals. And if you're going for a 6-in 6-out, normally we'll have a 6 inputs and 6 output strings. Okay, its operating voltage will be 1000 volt, and the number of SPDs that we used is 2 SPDs. If you're going for a 9-in 1-out, that is 10-in 10-out, we will have a spare strings as well. Here we will use 3 SPDs, surge protection devices. Okay, here the maximum voltage we can consider 1000 volt, and we will have a 10 inputs and 10 outputs. Okay, and mostly the terminal blocks that we can use is 6 square This is an example how it is internally wired. Okay, this is a simple example of 1-in 1-out DCDB. Thank you so much. Please subscribe and press the bell icon. If you want to know more and learn more, you can contact us. We had provided the contact details in it. We are providing design, installation, testing and commissioning support, consultancy supports for the solar, on-grid, off-grid and hybrid applications. So you can contact us. Thank you so much.